Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight we're talking about Lawmatics, and it seems that there are people out there that have Lawmatics that are a little bit concerned about doing these automations, which I don't blame you because they can be challenging, right? And so I want to walk you through a fairly basic automation in order to make you feel more comfortable with it, hopefully encourage you to go ahead and set up some of your own. So let's head on over to the screen in Lawmatics, and I'm going to show you an appointment confirmation. Now, first of all, in case you haven't found it yet, if you go over to marketing and click on automations, that's where you're going to find your whole list of automations, right? And so I clicked on this one that we've called intake calls scheduled. First of all, when you are naming your automations, please feel free to make them as specific as possible, because the more detail you put in there, the more helpful it's going to be to find the automation, remember which one you were working on, that kind of a thing. So go ahead and do that. And the first step here, we always start with an entry condition, right? Who's going to be able to get into this automation? And in this case, that's super simple. It's an intake call. Anytime an intake call is created, right? So we're looking at an event. This is an appointment-based automation, and the event that we're looking for is the intake call in this case, right? So once we've had the entry condition, anyone that books an intake call is going to get into this automation, right? The second step here is we went ahead and put in a change attributes. This is going to allow us to change the stage that the matter is in on our Kanban board at the very front of Lawmatics, be able to change that in the pipeline when they schedule an intake call, right? And so again, once the intake call gets scheduled, they get enter into this automation. And the first thing that happens is that the stage is changed in the Kanban board in the stage of the matter, and it's going to be changed to intake call scheduled. So now it's basically moving that matter across the Kanban board for us as these things happen. And that is a fantastic thing because it's updating that information for you in real time. So then you'll see we put in a delay here of 2 minutes. The nice thing about delays is it's a little jarring when you click a button and right away something happens when you are trying to sign up for an appointment or something like that. So just to make it a little more comfortable for everybody, we put in a 2-minute delay. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer, whatever you prefer. We didn't want it to go too long though, because you'll see the next thing we're doing is we're texting our client, or rather we're texting the person that scheduled the appointment, right? So I've got my little message in here. I've got the fields where it's going to feed in the information, like their name and the appointment time and date and all that. And then what I wanted to look at specifically is the delivery window settings. This is really, really nice because this makes sure that those text messages aren't going out in the middle of the night. So if I have someone's schedule, right, then I'm not going to send them a text message in the middle of the night, even though they might have scheduled in the middle of the night. They may not have put their own phone number in. They may not be near their phone, maybe on their computer, something like that. So this is basically telling us that we're only wanting this text message to go out between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day of the week, right? Now I could change that. If I really wanted to give the impression that it was someone in the office doing this, maybe I wanted to change it to 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, right? But this allows us to avoid the chance that maybe they're scheduling an inopportune time to receive a text message, right? And so then that's the end of this particular automation, okay? Now, we do have the opportunity to put some exit conditions down here. This one doesn't have any in particular, but these are opportunity for us to go ahead and put in conditions that will allow somebody, a matter or a person, to get out of this automation. Now, anytime someone schedules an intake call, we want this automation to run. So we don't need an exit condition necessarily here. But join us again next week or later on this week. We'll go ahead and talk some more about exit conditions and when those would apply and when those would be particularly helpful. So again, don't be afraid of the automations. They are the best thing, in my opinion, about Lawmatics, and they're really going to help you and your team get some awesome, awesome data and some awesome consistent follow through with these potential new clients so that you can help them get to the finish line and hire your firm. I hope that's helpful tonight. Thanks for joining me. See you soon.